Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Gabar from the GMS Virginia camp, coming at you with another lesson that I pray that you find edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And things are only going to get worse, It's not going to get better over here in Babylon the Great for you Jakes, unless you repent, and seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai while he may still be found. Because everything that you've been seeing has been nothing short of a prelude of how bad it's going to get. And it's going to get terribly, terribly, terribly bad, to the point where nobody's going to know what to do, how to react, or where to go. But they're going to turn to what they know best, and that's the enemy. So here's an article here on NPR, and although it's an old article, almost a year old, it still holds true today, and it's actually have gotten worse a year later, because now you have all these immigrants over here, so-called immigrants, I guess, over here in Babylon the Great, sucking up all the resources and making these Babylonians pissed off, because they feel as though they should come first in everything. And it's going to get to the point where they're going to feel as though they're going to come first in everything, including the food, because at some point, everything's going to be cut off. And at some point, everybody's going to go for broke and go for what they need and for what they want in order to survive. Salakia. So everything that you've been seeing up until this point has been a prelude. And what they've been talking about over a year ago is nothing short of the prelude of the famine that's coming to Babylon the Great. So say Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So this is out of the NPR, and it says millions of American families struggle to get food on the table, report finds. And this is dated October 26, 2023. And again, this still holds true. And it reads, just putting 3 meals a day on the table was a struggle for millions of people in the U.S. last year. So it was a struggle for people a year before this article came out in 2023. So in 2022, even then people were struggling. And in 2024, they're struggling even more. Reading on with the article, that's a sobering conclusion. That's the sobering conclusion of a new report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which found hunger in the U.S. rose sharply in 2022. The report found that 44.2 million people lived in households that had difficulty getting enough food to feed everyone in 2022, up from 33.8 million people the prior year. Salakia. Those families include more than 13 million children experiencing food insecurity, a jump of nearly 45% from 2021. So it's only been getting progressively worse. And it's almost at the point where, you can see this happening on a linear scale, meaning you can see it rise day by day, but very soon it's going to rise at an exponential rate where the scriptures say the sown houses shall be unsown, because this is going to happen so quick that on Monday you may see food in the storehouses, and on Monday evening those storehouses might be empty or could be empty, so this famine is happening very quick and it's happening very fast, but it's nothing short of the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Reading on with the article, these numbers are more than statistics. They paint a picture of just how many Americans faced the heartbreaking challenge last year of struggling to meet a basic need for themselves and their children. And that's going to be the driving force for a lot of these families. You know, my children need to eat. My family need to eat. I need to eat, you know. Because when Jacob's trouble happened, you know, the scriptures say that a man shall invade another man's household. You know, and I get it. But, you know, food is going to be one of the driving forces for, you know, these calamities that's about to befall Babylon the Great. Struggling to meet the basic need for themselves and their children. The U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Tom Vilsack, said in a statement, the findings reverse a decade-long decline in hunger and food insecurity in the U.S., and they reflect the loss of several pandemic-era measures designed to strengthen the social safety net, says Elaine Waxman, a senior fellow at the Urban Institute who studies food insecurity and federal nutritional program or nutrition programs. So, you know, she's dealing with urban areas, you know, the places where you Jakes reside. You know, food insecurity is high, you know, among you Jakes, you know, because, you know, you don't realize that this place is your punishment, you know, in one way or another. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has a judgment set out for you, or, you know, albeit famine and, you know, the sword or the animals or the beasts of the field, whatever, you know, you're numbered to the sword, you know, and unless you repent, again, you know, you're going to fall victim to these famines and these issues that's going to rise from famines over here in Babylon the Great, you know. Reading on with the article, a lot of the programs that has buffered people's experience during the pandemic were retired or rolled back in some way. So at one point they made it a way for you to get food and have food banks and allow you to go and get your or fill your nutritional needs. Well, now with all these farmlands being decimated and these weather phenomenons that's going on, which we all know, you know, it's a part of the, you know, weather manipulation program, you know, crops and things like that have been destroyed, you know. A lot of these things have been destroyed going back years now. And every year, you know, these farmers aren't being able to produce the amount of crops that's required to fill the populace, you know. So again, you know, it's only going to get worse, and it's only been getting worse for a very long time. I don't know why this popped up. Reading on with the article, those programs included an expanded child tax credit that gave families with children extra money, temporarily increased benefits from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, and free school meals for every child. So all of these amenities were given unto you, Jakes. All of these amenities were given unto you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to put you dependent upon a system that's going to soon leave you out to dry, you know, and rightfully so, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, you love this place, you know, and you love what it has to offer you, you know. You don't want to seek the hard way, meaning get up off your ass and do what you got to do in order to provide for your family. But no, a lot of you Jakes, and specifically you women, you know, have actually, you know, been indoctrinated into a system that allowed you to sit on your ass all day and not do anything and think that you're doing it by your own strength. And in that same philosophy, you have also destroyed your families, you know. allowed your men to be kicked out of the homes. Well, that was a very big mistake on your part. Although it's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, a lot of you women don't have the protection needed to get through these situations that's about to arise over here in Babylon the Great, due to these famines and these food shortages. A lot of you women are about to be out back, because if I can remember a few times, this devil has actually cut snap off from being provided unto you, Jakes, for an extended period of time, to the point where, you women were crying for help, and this devil gave it back to you. Well, very soon he's about to take it away, and you're not going to get it back. And you're going to come crying, but, in your tears, this devil's going to demand that you do something. He's going to demand you do something strange for a little bit of change, and that's to get that MOTB, or maybe even get that secret potion, but nonetheless, these things are coming to pass. Reading on with the article. At the same time, food prices and housing costs have shot up, says Kelly Horton, Chief Program Officer at the Food Research Action Center. And she points out an increasing number of Americans are working in unstable gig economy jobs, like delivering groceries, driving for ride-share services, or completing tasks on demand. So, and that's another thing, a lot of you Jakes don't even have a skill that would warrant excessive or that would warrant more money. In other words, a lot of you Jakes aren't electricians and plumbers and carpenters or anything like that, a skill trade. A lot of you Jakes have actually started majoring in underwater fucking basket weaving, as if that's going to be a profitable future for you in the days to come, because when all hell breaks loose, a lot of you Jakes don't even know how to dress, a lot of you Jakes seem to think that a pair of Timberland, and a pair of cotton pants, and a baggy sweatshirt or whatever is enough, to survive the winter while still looking cool. A lot of you Jakes don't even know how to dress for the weather. The way you're supposed to dress for the weather is with layers. So that way, if it gets cold, you can add on layers. And when you get hot, you can pull away layers. In the wintertime, you're not supposed to wear cotton. Why? Because cotton absorbs moisture. And it's hard for that moisture in that cotton to evaporate away in the wintertime. That's why you're supposed to wear either wool or a nylon-based layer. You know what I'm saying? And these are just simple things that are out in the world if you do your research. But Jake don't even know how to do that. So when these famines come, during the cold days, not only are you Jake's going to be starving, you also going to be freezing your ass off. It's going to get so bad that, like if this devil decides to shut the power off in the dead smack of winter, your food transport stops, transportation stops, communication stops, so a lot of you Jakes are going to be out back, anyhow, this is a pretty good article. You know what I'm saying? I can continue to read on with the article, but I'm gonna break out some precepts and close out, because a lot of you Jakes seem to think that everything's gonna be okay, and it's not. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 9: for ye are not as yet to come to the rest and to the inheritance which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai your power giveth you. This is not your rest. You're not in those times where you can actually sit back and lay back and enjoy your kingdom, because this isn't your kingdom. This ain't your rest, And when these things come to pass, a lot of you people aren't even going to understand who's doing it to you, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai brought you here for your punishment. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has has an issue with you, Jakes. You know? But in that, Salakia, but in that, he's also showing you that a famine is coming. But a lot of you Jakes don't even believe that, because you seem to think that Babylon the Great can't fall. You seem to think that there's going to be food forever on some level. Yeah, okay, you know, because cannibalism is going to come back in a big way. You know, a lot of you people are going to end up eating your own fucking children. You know, and then you sit back and say it ain't so. I'll never do that. Well, yeah, you know, you don't know what spirit you'll be in that day when your stomach is growling and you looking at your fucking 1-year-old who's crying, giving up your location. You have no idea of what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua can do to you and to the people around you. So you better bet your bottom food stamp cannibalism is going to come back in a big way on a level that you don't understand. You know? Because right now, you know what I'm saying, you got this situation, I believe in Ohio, where, you know, they're saying that Haitians are eating cats and dogs. You know, I seen a video where, you know what I'm saying, the cops rolled up on a woman who was on her knees. He told her to get up, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, he saw blood on her face, you know, and her neighbors was like, yo, she was eating this animal or whatever, you know, and the scriptures tell you not to even, here, let me get it, in Deuteronomy chapter 12, same chapter, jumping down to verse 16. Only ye should not eat the blood, ye shall pour it upon the earth like water. So you're not supposed to eat the blood of animals. You know, you're not even supposed to be indulging in those things, because we're separate people. Because we're separate people. We were separate then and we're separate now. But Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has put, you know, the heathen above us where, you know, they got their boots on our necks. So they could take away the food from you to the point where you're eating animals and drinking their blood and shit. You know? A lot of you Jakes have no idea of the time that's coming. You know? And in that day, who you going to call on? You know? Because in the time of Jacob's trouble, a lot of you Jakes ain't even going to know to call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And even if you have the name, if you haven't done the work, or if you don't even believe, you know, because the scriptures say faith cometh by hearing, you know. A lot of you Jakes have been told the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, but in that day, a lot of you Jakes who have heard the name are going to be like, what's that name again? Where are those men who are on the street corners prophesying, doing this, that, or the other? Where are they? Hold on a second. They were here last week. They're not here anymore. Meanwhile, we could be a block and a half away, you know, still prophesying, and you could just miss us altogether. As a matter of fact, we could be up the block and you just don't realize it's us because you're not looking for us at this location. You're looking for us at the location where we were. Or it could be at the point where it's so bad out this place that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua just removes us off the street altogether. And so that's why it's very important for you to get this word while you still can. You know? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has an issue with you Jakes. The book of Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 2, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has swallowed up all the inhabitants of Jacob. That's all you tribes. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has swallowed us up. You know? He swallowed us up and have not pitied. You know? Because we didn't listen. You know? We chose to go after other gods. We tried, you know, we chose to go after other philosophies, and we turned our back on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know? And so during these days of these famines, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua ain't going to have any pity for you 2/3. As a matter of fact, he said, cry not for these people, neither throw up a prayer for them. Because it's going to get that bad where a lot of people is going to like, pray for me. Or, you know, it might get so bad whereas you might throw up a prayer for a loved one that you may have in your family. But meanwhile, that could be a fucking demon his or her entire life. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said, don't throw up a prayer for these people because he ain't going to hear it. Nana ain't going to be saved by your hands. Not at all. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. You know? Verse 3. He He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horns of Israel, all our power. He cut it off. All the horns of Israel. He hath drawn back his right hand, Yahushai, from before the enemy, and he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire, which devoureth round about. So what Yahweh Shem Yahushai did was, he took his right hand and was like, I want you to go against Jake, Whereas before, the right hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai was there to protect Jake against our enemies. Well, it flipped. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, no, the right hand is going to be for these heathens, and I want them to go against my people, So everything that's happening to you, it is because of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has drawn back his right hand from before the enemy. And those enemies were those other nations who actually came across us or against us. So instead of Yahweh Shem Yahushai going against them, he flipped the script and went against us. And this is the point. He had bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary. He slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai is an enemy. He's an enemy to those who are not of the elect. He's an enemy. Because the scriptures also say, how's it go? It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the true and living power. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, even of the elect, because, that fear has got to be upon you to do the right thing, or try to do the right thing, because the scriptures also say that our righteousness is as a filthy rags. But in the days to come, those who are doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall eat, shall drink, and shall sing for joy, And who are those men that's going to be able to do those things? His servants, those men who are out there on the highways and byways doing the work in sincerity and in truth, and prophesying in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, So, hey man, the time that's coming is going to get worse, and these famines are just going to get worse. A lot of Jakes are about to feel it, and all of this is a part of Jacob's trouble. A lot of this is a part of Jacob's trouble. So, I just wanted to bring this article out, with a few precepts, even though it's nearly a year ago, it still holds true today. In fact, it's only going to get worse, and it's gotten worse. And so with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Shalom.